Alright, this is right after that Felix match. We're taking on Usher, I guess. And yeah, we're gonna use the team again. I'm still buzzing, man. That was such a fun match. Matches like those, like win or lose, that's definitely one of the reasons that or for me at least, the reason that I love Ether 8 so much. This game is so fun when you're able to like put your strategies together and to see that it works. Or, you know, if you fail, you go like, all right, cool, I see where I messed up. And then you can recalculate and come back and try again. Yeah, totally enjoyable match. I don't think I mentioned that. I was too busy blabbering about how tough it was, but it was really fun. Side note, I guess, it was indeed truly fun. I can't see myself not playing this game until it ends. This is so much fun. For me, again, I don't know, maybe someone might look at that and go, oh, that's super challenging. Why bother to play the game against these toxic units? But nah, man, that's totally enjoyable. But yeah, this match here, we're going to do something pretty similar. The last match that you would have seen, Panette didn't get to do anything. So this time around, we're going to see how we can get her to do stuff. Granted, this isn't like the most threatening defense here. Duma there is going to, you know, do his Duma thing, which is unfortunate. The value of the healing tower has really diminished significantly with Hathrin being a thing now. Unfortunately, because that's my favorite structure. But we go. I'll keep running it until it's busted. Maybe they'll... no, I doubt it. I was going to say, maybe they'll add an effect in it that gives you, like, you know, healing even if you're, like... But I think that would probably be too broken. Good news is that initiating against Crown here is doing some damage to Panette. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been able to set off the Wings of Mercy chain successfully. I probably would have had to wait on Duma's chip damage. But here we go. The Panette Storm is coming. She should be able to clear the majority of this. Nothing here should be a problem. But my goal here is to take out the duo unit, Azura, so I can get my duo dance going and do my duo stuff. And that should be GG's. I don't know who I'm going to pin, but I'm going to pin someone. Or if not pin, I'll shut someone down. Because Baby Golvig, as I'm sure you've seen thus far, is pretty nuts. But yeah, that aside, I'll just let this play out. Really not much else to say about this. I haven't played my Summoner Duels matches yet, I think I mentioned that, but by the time that you're seeing this, I probably have. I'm almost ready. I just gotta get my openings and everything put together, and I don't know, hopefully I remember them, because that's like one of my major problems. Also, I don't know what to do with Bernie. She's been pretty fun so far, but then also kind of lackluster. I want to see how she performs, so I'm gonna keep, you know, trying to see if I can use that team to get some more practice, and I built a team kind of around Bernie. Also, if you're gonna play Summoner Duels, make sure that you have some type of sweep effect or some type of vantage effect to counter Bernie teams, or just ban them, because once you see a Bernie, just know that that team is trying to vantage you, especially if you're bringing debuffs to the table, which are kind of like unavoidable at this point. There's so many debuffs going around, even units that you don't even realize have debuffs in their kit or in their weapon or whatever. Like you might have accidentally put on a skill A, B, or C that has some type of debuffing effect, and you didn't even realize it. So be mindful that Bernie will try to vantage you, and she is very, very strong with the Brave effect. Curve Shot, I'm not like a big fan of. Maybe if I can, like in my mind, I've been trying to see how I can get it to be pre-charged. Maybe that will work a little bit better against Ike, because I feel like that's where she's fallen off in terms of damage. Because even with Deadeye, you still want to have your Deadeye be pre-charged to take out Emblem Ike, who is, man, he's still a menace, man. He's still such a menace. Like, he came out, what, in March? February? March? Somewhere around there? Or was it even after? I might get it wrong. But yeah, he's still really difficult to take out. So, man, I don't know. They just keep giving him more and more skills, and it's just not making him any weaker. And on top of that, there are no red units in the game, like, that can, like, really take him out aside from, I don't know, Golvig, which sometimes. But GG's. See you in the next one. Alright, we're taking on Zell here. It's another day of Ether raids, and we're going to use the Sita team here. Instead of Felix, I'm feeling a little bit tired, so yeah, I'm just going to try to tank. And also, the ice terrain here would have made it a little bit more difficult to go in and get everything going. I'm pretty sure Felix will be able to take out Edelgard in the back just by warping in, but the ice terrain in front would significant. Well, it wouldn't impact the way that I was gonna try to play this team, and yeah, it's a lot. So instead of trying to figure it out, I'm just gonna try to tank this, which we should be able to do. Even though these units here are mostly plus 10, as I'm about to show you. Robin here is a brand new unit, and yeah, man, plus 10 on a colorless unit on a brand new banner. It's kind of crazy. Yeah, Edelgard here. I'm not a fan of changing her B skill. I really love Black Eagle Rule. Yeah, I'm not a fan of swapping that out. Keeps the unit unique, you know. I like those unique designs. Not in the case of like Brave Ike though. Bjork's Blessing really not it. Maybe they'll, like, in the future give Ike an Ascended Alt or something, and then put Bjork's Blessing 2 on that Ascended Ike, and that will actually be what Brave Ike should have gotten, because IS is kind of cheeky like that. Especially with, like, I was looking at like Ascended Celica that I was using this SDS. I was using her just a ton in practice. Like when I actually got to I didn't use the team in actual SDS. I didn't even like pick it because it had a major weakness, or a couple major weaknesses that I just couldn't get around. Like, it just wasn't going to work out. But in practice, it's a really strong team, because the build that I had on Celica was one that kind of made her impossible to kill. It's like, well, she was running Flare, Panic Smoke 4, which was important because the debuffs helped make sure that she would be able to survive and not get doubled, because how you would beat her is that you'd have to outspeed her, because she had no follow-up support. She had she had support from Breath of Life support, essentially from her Ather, so she was always getting that plus 20 before the combat started, and as long as she could trigger Flare, or even if she didn't trigger Flare, she wouldn't die. So it was, unless you outsped her, it's a good team. It's just, aside from Hathorn and Celica, I think that's actually what I wanted to say. Hathorn and Celica, Ascended Celica, the rest of the team wasn't good enough to get around the map. I put Brave Edelgard on the board on that team as well, but I couldn't find 2 more units that would really make it work.
Where shall I go?
That was unfortunate.
I'll get us there.
This map was really like super flyer focused, so if you didn't have a good flyer, melee or otherwise, then you were kind of in a bad spot. And not only that, that team didn't have a way to kill Ike, which made things really challenging. But I tried to make it work, or I tried to make it work before I got into actual SDS, because there was no way I was going to be able to use that team in ranked competition. Unfortunately,
So I am a defect.
42. How did you kill me? That doesn't normally happen. What happened there? I'm supposed to live that combat. Oh, right. I swapped Elamine for Ashira. And normally what happens in that situation is that I get the extra damage reduction from Elamine.
Yes.
Ooh. I forgot about that. But 42 is still really close margins. If she had like Dragonflower investments, she probably would have lived that, because that's plus 2 health. So it'd be 43, I'd live on 1 and we'd survive.
As you say.
Well, that sucks. That means that I can't use her to tank Celicas anymore, which is unfortunate. Maybe Shira can do it if I give a Shira Hardy Bearing, because that's 10 times 2. I'll consider giving a Shira Hardy Bearing instead and see how she functions. I'm going to continue a little bit here because I want to see the matchup between Sita and this Brave Robin in the back. I'm interested to see that for data reasons. Because that's a plus 10 Robin, and I don't think I'll see one in the wild anytime soon after this. So I want to see how Sita can match up, if she gets outsped or not. Because my Sita is plus 7 now. I think I have used all of my copies. Except for the one that's currently on. So when I use this last one, she will be... Well, at least the rearm fodder will be done. Or the attune fodder will be done. I'm waiting on her banner to get rerun so I can get her to plus 10. That's just 3 copies. I can definitely do 3 copies when she gets rerun. And I think her banner won the poll. So she's definitely getting a rerun. And then, yeah, that's plus 10. I think she will... I've been saying it. She'll age very well because of the armor effective and cav effective, which are 2 of the main archetypes in most of the game modes that you're going to use her in. So yeah, where she falls off is if flyers and infantry units start to kick up again, because she does really poorly against, like, let's say Legendary Camilla, who typically is able to outspeed her because of the sabotage. And then she can't get he doesn't get a lot of protection from, unless you have Breath of Life somewhere. Typically she gets a ton of damage against her in that Celica matchup, and in that Camilla matchup, and she usually loses. But yeah, for Summoner Duels, I use primarily the team that I made with Sita, which was Sita, Robin, Brave Robin, of course, because I like the ice terrain. It really played well in Summoner Duels, especially with the fact that this map wasn't too heavily cav focused, so they weren't able to like get over there unless they could warp over the trees, I mean. So there's that, and then there's Baby Golveg, who I just love. Baby Golveg wasn't on the team. Who was it? It was Myr, because I needed an armor, so there was no warping. Well, I didn't need Myr, but I figured just get her to complete the team. I needed to put someone there, and I couldn't figure out. Team building is so hard. Yeah, it's really hard. Even if you have like all of the best units, you would think that you can just throw a team together and it would just work. But you really have to think about what you're doing with your team slots. You get 5, and you really got to figure out which units synergize and work well with each other. So I had Sita, and then her best partner is Legendary Robin. So I had 2 Robins, basically. I wanted to put Brave Robin, the other Brave Robin, so that I could have Rally Spectrum.
Where shall I go?
But that didn't
Understood.
really materialize. I couldn't figure out how to, like, red units are really bad. There's so many blue threats. Yeah, that it just didn't make any sense for me. Because the thing, most red units are God Swords, and currently they don't have the skill that they need to really function at their optimal best, which is which is a Lagu's Friend equivalent for speedy units. That's what they currently need. So yeah, I can't really use any of them aside from Felix, who is just a monster. But unfortunately, my Felix team, which was my favorite team in practice, it got banned literally every time. I was never able to use it, which is I'm realizing now that that's probably something I should focus on correcting, because
Emblem engage.
Is that here? Oh, okay, 6. Okay. Alright, that's fine. That's totally fine. Let's see this. Okay, so I do get outsped. How does this work? Typically she dies if she gets outsped, but let's see how the damage reduction kicks in. 23.
I'll protect you.
One shot. Okay. Alright, so that's good to know. If there's some desperation there, then maybe she'd do 23 again. I'd probably still live. It's just because of the investment that I have on her. If you're wondering how I'm getting my special, even though the Husk Spectrum is there, it's because of Nethany in the corner there, who's providing me with breath support, I guess you could call it, or Rally Spectrum support, probably would probably be the better description of it. But we've done everything that I kind of wanted to do here, which was just to see that matchup. I'm not taking this because I've already lost a couple units and I have ladders. There's no reason for me to take this. I'm gonna surrender. But yeah, what was I saying before?
Yes.
About Sita?
What shall we do?
Oh, the Felix. Oh, I don't know what to do because
So much catches my eye.
every SDS so far, like my favorite team or my preferred team, I've typically never been able to use it. And I don't like that. I don't know how to solve that problem.
I'll get us there.
If you put all of your meta
Where
units
shall I go?
on one team, it's guaranteed going to
I
get
will be
banned. And
cautious.
that's, unfortunately, it's going to be the most fun team.
Yes.
But yeah, we're done here. Let's play one more. Alright, we're taking on... I don't know how to say that, man. I don't know how to say that. But we're going to use the Sita team again.
I will be cautious.
Pretty much here. I'm going to just throw Sita in front and she will do her thing. Even though that's an AoE Ursula, she's not going to be fast enough to double. And not that it mattered, because I have, or Sita has, so much DR versus Cavs that whether she's getting outsped or not doesn't really matter. Unless it's like Deadeye or something that pierces DR. Typically, it doesn't matter if she's getting outsped against Cavs because she's just going to reduce all of the damage. But especially against Cavs that have no defenses, because I think there's some type of defense check if I'm mistaken, blah, blah, blah. Here's a Henriette that I've... Wow, where did she come from? On top of that, the fact is, I'm pretty sure her and Gustav are going to get like insane refines when that batch of... was it the Bridal Banner? No. What banner is that? Is it the... It's the February banner, the Valentine's banner, right? When the Valentine's banner runs around again, Henriette and Gustav as saves are probably going to get really crazy refines, especially Henriette because she doesn't actually have a weapon. So having that plus 10 Henriette is probably a decent investment at this point. And I think now that IS has released Embla into the game, as a unit that you can use, Blessable Embla.
Where shall I go?
I think we're probably going to get a spike for like how strong armors are going to be. Looking at Gatry in specific, the fact that he can tank Felix, he can tank Alphonse, he can tank most of the heavy melee threats that are currently in the game. If there's a new armored unit that performs similarly, or if there's an armor skill, like let's say if a save tier 4 gives you special jump. Whoa.
I'll do it.
Tier 4 saves with special jump. That's going to be crazy because automatically you're going to want to run Hardy Fighter. And none of your armored units are going to die anymore. That is, that's something to think about. Special jump and tier 4 saves. I like that idea. There's a lot that IS could do to make things really interesting for armored units. Whoa, I'm getting double by Thrasir here. Wow. Plus 10 Thrasir outspeeding a new age unit.
Won't you just die?
Although she does have plus 31 speed, but I don't really know what that means. But it doesn't matter because she does like no damage. They're gonna release an ascended Thrasir at some point. No, because like they've been giving like I feel like eventually they're gonna put like all of the legendary units are gonna get ults in the summonable pool. They've done it with Saros, they've done it with Celica, with the Ascendants. Just a couple of them that come to mind. Even like Legendary Sita versus Base Sita, or this Sita, Attuned Sita, they kind of have similar traits, except one is a flyer and one is not. So yeah, I feel like I forgot to complete a train of thought. I was talking about tier 4 saves, and then early on in the video I was talking about something else. Oh, Summoner Duels. So yeah, Summoner Duels, I have a problem with building, like, I build like a good team that I really want to use, but then everyone is going to ban that team because you can look at it and automatically know that it's good. Which means that I'll never be able to use, you get 4 choices.
Understood.
But typically I can only build like 2 really good teams, and then the other 2 are like, they're okay, but I don't really want to use them, not because they're bad, but because the one that has the good stuff is the one that I typically, I had a team with Nurgle, Felix, Grin, and
I am the answer.
2 other units that I can't even remember, but just those 2 alone, you can imagine how powerful that team is, because Nurgle plus Grin plus Felix, then Nurgle, means that Felix can go everywhere all the time and not have to worry about being blocked, and then if he attacks you, he's going to steal all of your bonuses. So that was the combination that I was going to run, and I was hoping to be able to use that team because I put
catches my eye.
the other teams together with the bonus units, so I figured hopefully those other teams get banned, but no. No one wants to fight Nurgle, and I understand why, because there's so many bonuses in the game that having your bonuses stolen is definitely not fun. So that's something that I need to get better at. I need to figure out how to build teams that people want to ban, so that I can use a team that I actually want to use, because
I'll get us there.
I feel like every SDS run that I've done so far, I'm always using a team that I didn't want to use, or a team that I don't have practice
I will be
using.
cautious.
So I don't know.
But one future.
I gotta figure that out.
Count on
But
me.
until then, I'm still happy that I was able to get back to Master. Master D is where I finished. I fell out of, I think I ended up in Diamond B, but it doesn't matter.
Close your
I was able to get
eyes.
back up. Played a lot of Japanese players,
Yes.
which is, I guess, par for the course, I guess. I don't know, man. People like get, I feel like when I'm watching people play, they have a lot of easy matchups, but I typically don't have that experience sometimes. I feel like all of my matches are hard. There were some easy matches, like 2 easy matches that I kind of lost because I was just dumb, but we don't talk about those. But all in all, SDS was pretty fun. I'm actually feeling the urge to go play more SDS because of how different the meta is. I feel like if I don't practice, I'll be totally lost by the next time SDS comes around, or even SDR. But GG's, see you in the next one.